up, everybody? I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. So, it's been pretty good out here, right? Well, the last Rival Blaster I reviewed was the Knockout. That was about 2019. And I don't know if there is going to be any other Rival releases ever. Like, the last time Nerf released any other Rival Blasters was last year, 2024, with the Challenger in the Mirage. They only released 2 Rival Blasters a year, and that sucks. But I actually think that the Nerf Rival Mirage is the final Rival Blaster of this series. Because that sucks, because Rival is a super duper cool line. It came out in 2015, and it has evolved and has had so many awesome blasters, some mediocre ones and some pretty bad ones. But overall, the Rival line is a ton of fun to use, a really cool series, and I'm very sad to see it go. And one of these blasters we are going to take a look at today is a Rival blaster that was not really received back then, but compared to Hasbro's offerings now with all their garbage they made, this thing is actually pretty decent. And the blaster we're going to take a look at today is the Nerf Rival Atlas from 2016. This thing, what the heck is this goofy looking blaster? Well, this friggin' thing is a pump action shotgun that shoots 2 Rival rounds at once, comes with a 12 round Rival magazine, so it's a P90 style pump action elevator loading shotgun that shoots 2 balls at once. Yeah, this thing is actually very unique. It does something different, and honestly, I applaud Hasbro for that. Even though it has a lot of problems, spoilers, that we're gonna get into very soon. Let's get into it. Of course, starting off with the ergonomics of the Atlas. The grip, it's pretty good. It gets the job done. Not really a whole lot to talk about. It has a lot of details and kind of deco decals that I really like. It really looks like a military style grip. Like a kind of realistic grip. Pretty darn good. Not really a whole lot to explain about it. You got a big finger choil here. Unlike the double breech, is actually in a good placement. Well done, Hasbro. It gets the job done. This thing has a pump grip, and it is massive. This thing is freaking huge, and it is also very comfortable. You don't really have a backstop or anything, but I don't really think your hand is gonna slip off of this because how it feels and the texture of it. It is. You're meant to hold on to it and not have your hand slip off of it. It is very nice and comfortable. It gets the job done. It is not really rounded compared to other things like the double breech, but it is still very nice. This thing being a massive Rival blaster, of course, the Rival blasters, none of them have stock attachment points or barrel attachment points, and there's no exception with this one. No stock attachment point, no barrel attachment point, but it does have a tactical rail up top here. If you want to put your Rival accessories, you totally can. There's not really a whole lot of them. There's only like 2, 3 of them, but if you want to put them on, you totally can. And that actually be pretty cool for a shotgun like this. The design, it is very, very good. I love this black striping. It looks very, I don't know if I'd say realistic, but the colors look realistic. You got the black, you got the black, you got the orange, you got all these details that look like it's being molded and made and industrialized. Looks a lot less kid-friendly than other blasters, and it looks really cool. The shape is goofy, but I also do think it looks good. It does kind of fit that shotgun feel. It doesn't really look like a shotgun, but then again, kind of does look like a shotgun, because it's a shotgun. How is the trigger on this thing? Nice and smooth. Definitely not my favorite trigger ever, but once again, it gets the job done. It's very nice, and I like it a lot. This thing has a mag release here. It has a safety, so you press that in. Can't pull the trigger. You can prime it, and then push this. If you want to be out of safe and fire, you can. You got the Rival logo on one side, and it's not on this side, of course. You got the magazine. This thing holds 12 Rival rounds. You can get this with the Zeus. You can get some refill packs, and also with some other blasters. I have not tested the Apollo 7 round mag with this thing, because I don't have one over here where I'm currently at. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't think it even works. And why would you use the 7 rounder? Just put the 12 rounder, because this thing shoots 2 at once. So you only got 6 shots. The way this thing works is super freaking cool. So how does it work? Well, you get a jam door, and you can actually keep it open while you prime it and you fire. So hopefully you can see this. When you prime it, 2 balls push into the elevator, moves up, and then when you prime it forward, it moves down. So it's basically an elevator lowering the rounds, and kind of this very funky system that I don't really see in anything else. The Rival Hypnos, I don't have one. That thing only shoots 1, and I don't even know if I don't think it does the same thing as this. It's just a straight shot through. The mag release is ambidextrous on both sides, so you're supposed to pull the mag release on both sides and take out the mag. How is the mag insertion? For me, it's nice and smooth on this thing. It's actually pretty darn good. That is actually surprising because Tesla's Nerf Room, once again, who I used to watch and is still a decent content creator to this day, he had a lot of problems with the mag insertion and taking the mag out. He said it was worse than the Nerf Elite 2.0 turbine. And personally for me, I don't know if I'd say I disagree. I probably wouldn't, but for me, what I can speak, it's good on my end, I guess. So there you go. How is the smoothness of this massive prime? It's nice. What I gotta say about it is, you can feel the power of the prime. Like, you can feel it moving everything and, you know, getting everything ready in position to fire. And it's nice and smooth and everything. I like it, but this thing jams so much, it makes this prime not really enjoyable for me. When it works, it's awesome. This prime is amazing. But this thing, I'm gonna get into it very soon. This thing jams so freaking much. I don't really like this prime at all. I mean, when it hits the backward position, yeah, the smoothness, it's nice. But when it hits the forward position, But on the positive note, this is probably just my model, because every other models that I've seen on reviews, they work, and they said this prime is pretty good. And honestly, when it works, this prime is amazing. Say if you want to completely unload the magazine without firing your blaster, just push the button and you can release the balls out. This thing is also a shotgun as well. How does the Nerf Rival Atlas work? Well, you got your 12 round magazine, you got the blaster, you put it in, you prime it, and you can fire 2 rounds out of here. That did not fire at all. There we go. That is everything the Nerf Rival Atlas has to offer. So let's go out to the range and see how good this thing fires. Alrighty, welcome back to the range. We are out here with the Nerf Rival Atlas. We got a 12 round magazine here we are going to be doing standard rival rounds. We're going to be doing 12 shots flat, 12 shots angled. So, let's see how this thing does. That's pretty good. Definitely feel the power of shooting this thing. 12 more. This thing is super duper fun to use when it doesn't jam up. And now, time for some angled shots. That is very impressive. I'm gonna try to do 6 more angled shots, but now this is where I demonstrate all the jamming. So this thing is now all dried up, completely, ready. I prime it, and this front of the prime, how I can really tell it's gonna jam is when I prime it forward, it doesn't feel right. Like it doesn't feel like it's hitting hitting the click or hitting the position it's supposed to fire 2 rounds at once. So, yeah, there we go. There we go, 1 came out. Let's try to, I'm just having fun messing around here. Try it again. Oh, that was 2. It was 1. Okay, for some reason it's making me look like an idiot because it's firing. Usually when it jams, it just completely doesn't work. Okay, that was stupid. So some fired 2, some fired 1. It's not that bad. When it works, it's super duper fun. This is probably just my model because I've got 2 of these thrifted. One was about 2023 August. It was a red one, and it completely did not work. Like, at all. When I primed it, put balls in, I tried new balls, I tried everything. It just didn't work. Except when I completely wet and soaked up the thing to absolute heck and back. And then this one I got for Christmas the same year, 2023, and it's kind of the same thing, but it's not nearly as bad. So I don't know if it's just how these things are, or it's probably just my models. But I still think the Atlas is pretty darn awesome. Yeah, and you don't believe me that this blaster jams a lot? Check this out. Like that. This thing is freaking Jam City. I'm a nerd. Ugh. 71. Oh my gosh. Let's get into it. Actually, I was embarrassed. So overall, what are my opinions and final thoughts on the Nerf Rival Atlas? Honestly, for 2016, this was considered as a bad blaster, and still kind of is today. But compared to Nerf's other offerings today are absolutely terrible compared to this thing. I mean, most of them. There's still some decent ones, but just, man, Nerf has went downhill so much, and it's truly just sad to see. Now, compared to other rival blasters, I can definitely, myself and other people, understand why they don't like this thing and they wouldn't really recommend it. Honestly, if you want a true Nerf Rival shotgun, because I can't think of any other Nerf Rival shotgun that shoots 2 at once. The Saturn, the Liberator, the Takedown, the Forerunner, all of them, those only shoot 1. You can use the jam release to shoot 2 at once, but this is a true shotgun. That's what makes this thing super unique and awesome. So would I recommend this for a competitive scenario? For a shotgun? Absolutely yes, especially when you angle it, you're basically raining balls on your opponents. That's awesome. It has a tight grouping, so there's not really a difference compared than shooting 1 round at once. Yes, you can shoot 2 rounds at once, but it's a tight grouping. The point of a shotgun is to have a spread where 2 come out and they're just inaccurate, so they're hard to dodge. This, it's a tight grouping, but you still got a 2-ball shotgun, and I absolutely love it. Despite all the jams I've had of this thing and all the problems, this thing is super duper cool. For a plinker, I would recommend it. For a competitive guy, for a rival war, I don't really know. For a shotgun, yes, this thing is super cool, but compared to other rival blasters like the full auto options, nah, not really. And I would actually recommend the Nerf Rival Atlas. Now try this thing out, like say if you go thrifting, get some rival rounds if you have any, and try this thing out before you use it. Or you can buy it, just pick it up brand new. Because, man, the amount of jamming I've had with this thing is crazy. And if you can get one that doesn't jam, power to you. This thing is super awesome, and I would highly recommend it, despite all of its problems. I'm going on for too long. I hope y'all enjoyed this review, had an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.